We are talking about those scattered showers starting to develop overnight. We've got a couple of showers that are starting to push in right now just in the eastern parts of the Triad, and we're going to see those clouds build first. But here's what's happening with Chantal. It's just off the coast of Charleston right now, about 80 miles to the east-southeast, and we're seeing this at about 140 miles to the southwest of Wilmington. So we've got a little while before this makes landfall. It should make landfall later tonight or early tomorrow morning. We're seeing the system move to the north at about 7 miles an hour. The great news is it does not have a chance to really intensify. We've been seeing pretty much the same sustained wind speed and intensity for the last several hours. So we haven't seen much movement with this in terms of increasing intensity. That's great news, but it will still bring in some coastal flooding and some heavy downpours. And anytime we have that, we could risk, concerns for hydroplaning conditions, higher levels of accidents, that kind of thing. But we're also getting beach current hazards up that'll last through tomorrow and into parts of early Monday potentially too, as the system is bringing in some bigger waves right now, anywhere from 5 to 6 feet. We also have those tropical alerts up. The warnings are up from Wilmington south and watches up for parts of Charleston right now. We're expecting it to move north of that area, so between there and Myrtle Beach as we go into the late evening hours tonight. Possibly as early tomorrow morning when you wake up. This will be inland and moving into South Carolina, heading for North Carolina. We do expect the track to take it just to the south of us across the Piedmont Triad and Raleigh area. Now, it may stay far enough to the east, at least the storm center, where we don't have to worry about too much wrapping that far west. But notice what's happening tomorrow morning. Some light scattered showers. We get things going around 1, 2 o'clock. This is when we can see a couple of those tropical storm rain bands spin inland even farther to the west. And so this could mean some heavy downpours, a couple of wind gusts, 20, 25 miles an hour. Basically what we might expect to see on a day where we have some scattered thunderstorms, but non-severe. So non-severe activity expected across the Piedmont Triad, but we do see those showers lifting through pretty repeatedly. And that's where we could get in some heavy downpours, those tropical heavy rains, the kind that just drop a lot all at once. And so we may have some 1 to 2 inch totals with a couple of these thunderstorms. Most of it starts as showers, though the thunder is possible later in the day. And notice what's happening by about 8 o'clock. The storm system starts to pull away. So that's when we begin to see less in terms of activity right over the Piedmont Triad. Those rounds of rain will have some periods where we have some breaks in the action. And then after 8 o'clock, it looks a little bit better for us. Now, hazardous driving, that's the biggest threat for the Piedmont Triad, or if you have to travel out toward Raleigh or even closer to the coast. Those are the more dangerous locations because you potentially could be stuck in some of those tropical storm rain bands that will continue and just batter you a little bit with some of the stronger winds, anywhere from 40 miles an hour up to 57 miles an hour for folks right at the coast, and then as you go inland up to about 30 miles an hour at most. We're really expecting to see this last from about 11 a.m. with some light scattered showers all the way up until 11 o'clock at night with light rain, but the heaviest of rain between 3 to 8 o'clock. So those are really the time frames to think about. If you have to do anything early tomorrow morning, that would be the time to get outdoors and enjoy some of the drier stretches up until about 11 o'clock. So for the Piedmont Triad, this is especially true in the eastern zones, Burlington, Snow Camp, areas like Asheboro, Greensboro, and Winston-Salem too. You could have some of those heavier tropical rains lasting mainly up until the early evening hours. We take your impacts down after about 8 o'clock, and then we just start to see the system pull away. So right now we're seeing the system sustained, as we mentioned, about 45 miles an hour. It takes this turn once it makes its way inland sometime late tonight, early tomorrow morning. It moves up over Florence, South Carolina, moves out toward Hope Mills and really the southeastern sections here near the Sandhills, and just possibly just to the east now of Raleigh. It's still going to wrap in some of those tropical storm rain bands for us. But the good news is we don't expect to see severe weather from this, but we will expect to see some steamy conditions and certainly some heavy rains from time to time. So some tropical impacts in the eastern Piedmont Triad that expect to be non-severe. 90 degrees though by Monday, and those rainfall totals will vary for us. We could see anywhere from 1/10 to about 1/4 of an inch out there on those western zones. And for the Piedmont Triad, we've got you at 90 on Monday with more storm chances later in the week. Back to July-like weather after Chantal moves out.